Hello, and welcome to another episode of Tate Talk. This is Rodney Real Estate Tate, Shared Real Estate Services, and welcome to this episode of Tate Talk, where we aim to provide credible information on health, wealth, and growth for just regular folks. All right, so really interesting topic today. Have a ton of buyers. Oh my gosh, this market has really manifested a ton of buyers who are interested in getting in the market, and they find a lot of issues in the process, right? So today the topic is how to buy a home with little to no money at closing. Almost sounds like a too good to be true, doesn't it? Like a car commercial where they say, "Oh yeah, zero down, no bad credit, that's okay, just come on down." So it's not exactly like that, but I'm going to tell you guys some really great strategies that I use with my buyers that have been working to keep the cost at a very minimal out of these buyers' pockets, right? So not everyone has the trust fund or have been lucky enough to save $20,000-$30,000 for down payment. So yeah, this is going to be a really great episode based on just that information. So many home buyers are struggling to be competitive in this seller's market because of low inventory and high prices, right? We've seen record prices across the country as far as home prices. They really skyrocketed, and that's partially because of low inventory, right? Supply and demand. When the supply is high, the cost is low. When supply is low, cost is high, right? So that's what we're looking at in the market right now. And oftentimes buyers, they'll need to bring closing just to bring closing costs, and it just breaks the bank with no assistance, right? So in this episode, we're going to discuss some key programs and strategies to negotiate competitively with as little money out of pocket as possible. All right. This is going to hit home for some people. I already know. All right. So first, I want to start with a disclaimer here. Okay. One, I am not a lender. I am not a lender, nor am I an employee of any of the institutions or organizations that represent the products that I'll be discussing with you guys today. I do, however, have the experience of working with these institutions to put clients in homes with very little money out of their pocket. Okay. Also, these programs are not the best strategy for every single person. Every person has their own situation, and you should contact your realtor or your lender for a strategy suited specifically for you. These strategies I put together for my clients are tailored to their situation, their income, their goals, everything. It's really tailored to each buyer themselves. So if you hear something on here and you go and try to apply for it and you don't qualify, that's fine. There are other strategies for you guys. Okay. So this doesn't work for everybody, but this is going to work for a lot of the people in the bracket that I'm going to. So first of all, there's the market that is having the most problems or the most struggle trying to get be competitive, right? Because right now we're seeing a lot of buyers that have conventional loans or have a ton of cash, and those are the people that are winning these offers, right? Conventional loans, just for some reason, realtors think that they're a better loan product than every other product than an FHA loan or what have you, and it's not true. However, perception is reality, and the reason that they're accepting only conventional offers, it makes it really tough for buyers who are first-time home buyers using an FHA loan and may need to ask for a little bit of help on closing costs. In this market, most people are not able to ask for any closing costs on the back end. So what do you do? Right? So number one, this is the obvious one probably for many people. I'm going through 5 steps. It's going to be 5 little steps that we go through in order to not steps. These are all 5 options to minimize what you pay at the closing table. So first step, obviously, is one that everyone kind of been hearing about. I get calls about it all the time, is down payment assistance, right? So a lot of people are wondering if they qualify, and it's very possible. There are many down payment assistance programs available right now, believe it or not. So especially in our state, I want to talk about one from THDA. They do have a down payment assistance program. It is a little bit different than what we knew before the pandemic, but it still exists, right? So the great thing about down payment assistance is that one, it takes care of the down payment for you oftentimes up to a certain amount, right? A lot of times it's up to about $7,500. With the county, Shelby County has down payment assistance of $3,500. City of Memphis has down payment assistance of about $10,000. Guys, these are all can be stacked on some of these loans. So we're talking about some could be $25,000. It could be, it's just crazy how you can stack some of these programs. Down payment assistance is a great one. THDA is Tennessee Housing Development Agency. I've got links in the description on YouTube. So if you're watching and following on YouTube, please give me a like, comment, and subscribe, guys. And that's the platform I'll be showing these on from now on. I'm getting away from streaming all three platforms at the same time. So if you guys are interested in more of this content, like, comment, and subscribe. But down payment assistance typically comes in the form of a second mortgage. Okay. So sometimes it's not technically free money. Now, some of these are considered grants and can be forgivable as well. Which is great. That just means that they want you to be in the home for a certain amount of time, right? And then once that time has hit, then they forgive the loan, right? So there are some programs that are like that, but most of the time they're going to be just a second mortgage. So you're basically financing the down payment assistance, and it's just a second loan on the home. You can pay it off at any time, so that's great. So you don't have you can anytime you can pay that thing off. It's also reserved typically for low to moderate income families. Now, a lot of these programs that I'm going to talk to you guys about today are similar in that regard. They are for low to moderate income families. Now, you'll ask, okay, what is low or moderate income? So, and how is it calculated? It just depends. Sometimes the lenders can come up with their own programs and guidelines for these things, but HUD has their own as well. Low income person is technically someone 50% or less of the AMI, which is the average median income. So, for instance, Memphis, the average median income is, I believe, right around 41,200 and some change. So a low income would be half of that. So, just under 20 grand. Doesn't seem like a lot of money, but those are the programs. That's who they target in some of these programs. And that's low income. Moderate income is 80%. It's more than 50%, but under 80% of the average median income of your area, right? So for the US nationally, the average median income is about $68,000. Okay. So to be in low income, you would have to be below $35,000 in income for the national LMI, which is low to moderate income category, and 80% of that to qualify as moderate. Okay. So low to moderate income families, that's amazing. That means that there are programs that are specifically targeted to those who are, it's tough time to save for them because they don't make a ton of money. Right. And so there's no discretionary funds that they can spend, right? Everything kind of goes to the bills and your check to check and all that kind of stuff. So this is a great program for people who have trouble saving money because they don't make a ton of money. Okay. All right. So in 2019, like I said, median household income in Memphis was 41.2. 80% of that would be around 32,982. And so, yeah, so it's a low number, but there are a ton of people in our city that make that price range, that qualify in that price range. In fact, if the average is if the median income is $41,000, then we're already in a place where it's an issue. But that doesn't mean it's an issue for you to be able to purchase a home. Okay. If you don't have the money saved, don't worry about that. That's what we're talking about today. So down payment assistance is one. I've got links on my YouTube page. If you're watching this from YouTube, the links are in the description below. So if you guys want to follow any of this information that I'm giving you guys, the links are in the description. All right. Okay. So also with down payment assistance, some of these lenders that may not be government related have in-house financing of their own. Right. So if there is some extra money in house from I know a couple right now. One has $12,000 down payment assistance, and another that has right around $7,500, and it can be used towards closing costs. So either one of those are great to me because those both can be a large portion of money that you've saved, and you can save that money and use the government money instead, which is amazing. Or use the lender's money. They're going to give you that down payment assistance money to help with closing costs or down payment. Okay. And that's another thing I want to make sure you guys understand, that when you are purchasing a home, there are two major things that you need to look at, right? Number one is how much is the down payment. Oftentimes with the FHA loan, it's 3.5%. Right now, most conventional loans are about 3% at least. On average, it's about 5%, and a conventional loan is 80-20, what everybody's used to hearing. But that's not the only product anymore. 80-20 is not the ratio that's the most commonly used right now, especially in our neighborhood anyway. But because of that, they have some of these programs to help out. Okay. All right. And now those in-house financing has they do still have income limits themselves as well. So definitely look into those. Contact your realtor or your lender for more information on that. So first, number one down payment assistance. All right, moving into our second piece, which is another pretty good tool that's available right now. It's more widely available than a lot of even realtors know, and it's 100% financing. Right now, there are lenders who will loan you all of the money on the house. They'll give you the entire LTV, which is the loan to value. It means if a house appraised for $100,000, they'll give you all every dollar, all $100,000 of it. Okay, and you don't have to put anything down. Now, remember, we just talked about there are two parts that you got to remember. There is the down payment, and then there's closing costs. Closing costs can average around 6%, depending on the price of the home. The lender will have the exact number on that. But think about 6% of $100,000. You're looking at $6,000, even though you don't have to have any down payment assistance. Okay. So you're saying, well, you just told me that you were going to help me get to the closing table with no money out of my pocket. All right. Yes, that's true. So the 100% down payment of program can be paired with some of these down payment assistance programs. So think about this: 100% financing means you don't need any money for down payment assistance. For down payment, if you get down payment assistance, you can now cover a majority, if not all, of your closing costs, depending on the structure of the loan. You could cover all of that just from the down payment assistance. And if you when you put your earnest money up, you'll be getting that check back at closing. People love getting a check at closing when they buying something. I promise you, I've done it a couple times. All right. And I've done it in this market. This market has been like this since I've been in the business. So there's nothing different about this market since I've gotten in. And I've been able to do that for many clients. So yes. So 100% financing is great. There's no down payment needed. It is considered a conventional loan. Those loans are considered conventional. So because of all the realtors believing that conventional is the best loan and that's the loan that they should be accepting for their sellers, great. Now we can negotiate. We can negotiate with a strong leg because we have a 100% financed conventional loan. We have a conventional loan. That at least gives them the wherewithal to say, hey, at least this loan is conventional, and for whatever reason they think that it's a better loan product. So it also will help us in negotiation because you have that conventional loan. Okay. All right. Also, like I said, you can use some down payment assistance programs to collaborate with this 100% financing and almost have all of your costs covered at closing. So you don't have to come to the closing table with any dough out of your pocket. You know what I'm saying? All right. So Now, there are a couple things I don't like about 100% financing, and one is that it doesn't generate any equity, right? But I kind of tend to turn the other cheek a little bit on that, just because if you are actually getting into home ownership, and we make sure that you are in a note that is affordable and you won't struggle trying to make that payment, you will get into an equity position. I'm not worried about you getting into an equity position right off the bat. I'm worried about you actually becoming a homeowner first. We get you in home, I promise you the equity will come. It just comes in time, okay? Not everyone's blessed enough to be able to put 20% down and have 20% equity in their home as soon as they move in. So for those who just want to acquire the property and then start building equity, this is a great option. Great option, okay? All right. Again, closing costs is a tough part of this, because it does 100% financing only covers that. It doesn't cover. They don't finance closing costs, right? So you will have to find a way to get that taken care of. And so closing costs are one part. Like I said, though, we could use some DPA to do that, but the next step is going to help us with how we can also handle closing costs if you have 100% financing and you don't want the DPA. Here's the third way, guys. Gift, right? You got a rich uncle, or the family has a pot that they're all putting in, like a susu pot, or something along those lines. I think that's what it's called, like a susu circle or whatever. Anything like that, guys. If you got somebody that has the funds and can do this for you, they can gift you the entire closing cost, guys, or down payment. They can gift you the entire down payment, guys. So up to $30,000. We live in Memphis right here, so $30,000 almost buy you a house down here. All right, so but think about this: you can get a gift from family members, right? It's not your money, but it is. But it's still a way that you don't come out of your pocket at closing. Now that money does have to be sourced. That means that they're going to want to know where it came from, what account, all that stuff. You can't show up with a brown bag full of all the cash. All right. Put the cash in the bank, then go to the bank and close. All right. So yeah, gifting is a big a way that some people are lucky enough to be able to have that work for them, and some people not. So but it is an option, right? So that's what I'm giving you guys. I'm giving you guys down payment options, ways to get to the table without any closing costs whatsoever, all right? So a gift can absolutely help with that regard, all right? And again, can cover all the down payment requirements. You can get it from family, friends, whoever, as long as it can be sourced and that person can be identified and the money sourced. That's all it is to it, all right? Okay. Now, number 4, think about this. When I worked in the car business, I was always trying to be creative in a way to make all parties happy. My management happy, my clients happy, and then myself happy, right? So the combination piece here, 1 through 3, we talked about down payment, assistance, financing, 100% financing, and a gift. Just these 3, or any combination of these 3, can get you in and out of the closing without spending a dime at the closing table. They really can. I've done it before, and I've got clients that earn this money check back. That's just a great feeling. We've been through this entire process. Yeah, they're spending a ton of money on paper, which their first note usually isn't due for 30, 45 days or so. So they got a little bit of a cushion there. And guess what? They're getting their earnest money check back at closing. You can't beat that. Now, a combination could be down payment assistance in the amount of $3,500, maybe. If you're only purchasing $100,000 home, $3,500 is all you need for an FHA loan. So $3,500 from Shelby County, right? And then let's go and get a gift from Uncle Bob or Uncle Pookie them, and get a gift from them to help with the closing costs, right? Or Or let's get 100% finance loan where there is no down payment necessary, and then take some down payment assistance and use it for closing costs. Right? So there's any combination of these three, it works every time. You can walk away no money out of your pocket. I promise you. Okay. That's really the gist of that. Okay. And then, so any combination of the first three: down payment assistance, 100% financing, getting a gift from family, or any combination of those, because that's how it really works, right? You be able to creatively put those together in a way that suits you. That's why strategy is so important in this. Okay. And then that leads me to this last point here. My last point. Number 5. Hire a great realtor. Okay. Now here's the thing. 88% of buyers will buy from an agent or a broker, no matter what. That's what's going to happen. 6% of them will buy directly from a builder or a builder's agent. So that's 94% of buyers that are going to buy with an agent or a builder, right? So you need to hire a great realtor. Now, I'm going to say this. There are 4,000 realtors in the Memphis market, in Shelby County. 4,000 registered. Some that are rogue, right? So there's a lot of them though, right? So the point is this: if you were to tell me, oh, I got a friend in real estate. I got a friend that's a realtor, a realtor. I've got a friend that's a realtor. Yeah. So I would say if you didn't have a friend that was a realtor, you don't have any friends. I'm just gonna say that. There are a ton of realtors out here. And I'm going to remind you guys the 80-20 rule. 80-20 rule states that 80% of the work is done by 20% of the people. I'm going to say that again. 80% of the work is done by 20% of the people. And this goes across all industries, not just real estate. This is across life, across everything. That's how it works. 80% of the work is done by 20% of the people. That's just how it works. Okay. And that's the same in real estate. So think about the 20% of 4,000. That's about how many agents are actually out here working. Okay. And have the experience. Just because they are working doesn't mean that they're great negotiators, right? Also, another stat here. Only 73% interview just one real estate agent. 73% only interview one real estate agent. That means they don't check to see if the next person is better. You know what that tells me? That tells me that they're just deciding that I'm just going to go with the person that I know, whether they're great, whether they just got out of school, whatever. I think that's dangerous. I think you should always interview who you're going to hire, especially for a purchase of this size, this magnitude, one of the largest purchases you'll make in your life. So choosing your realtor is crucial to getting some of these deals that I've just talked to you guys about today. Down payment assistance, 100% financing, being able to get gifts using gift affidavits, combining all of those so you don't have to come out of pocket at all. I'm telling you, you need a realtor that knows the programs, have talked to these lenders, and knows how to structure these deals in a way that actually puts you in a position to win. I love to negotiate. It's one of my favorite things to do. And because of that, I have been very successful when I get into multiple offer situations. I know how to position my buyers, whether they're at a disadvantage or not, because of the type of loan they have. I know how to do it. I'm averaging about 2 to 3 offers in this market before my buyer is under contract. You ask any other agent, they're in the 8s, 9s, and 10s sometimes. And that's just because I'm confident that I am a great negotiator and I position my buyers in a way to succeed. All right. So that's why I feel that if you find a great realtor, they know these programs. They talk to these lenders and these the people over these institutions all the time. And they could tell you after having a conversation with you where they feel you would fit best. The decision is ultimately up to you. You're the consumer. You get to make the decision on who you work with, and what homes you pick and what you want to put an offer in on and all that stuff. So you have the control and the keys. Just pick out the right ride. All right. 80-20 rule. 80% of the people, 80% of the work is done by 20% of the people. All right. Now, this was good. So just to recap again, this entire episode is just how to buy a house with little to no money out of your pocket at the closing table, right? So one is down payment assistance. Okay. The second way was 100% financing. Third was getting a gift, using a gift affidavit. A combination of 1 through 3 will make you really happy if we can pull it off. And hire a great realtor, right? And if you need a great realtor, I'd be more than happy to service you, or your family member, coworkers, friends, loved ones, what have you. If you're interested in getting started, please don't hesitate. My link tree is attached. You can book a consultation right there, and me or my team will be with you as soon as we can. And with that, I want to give you my final thoughts here. There's no excuse for not pursuing home ownership. Just none. Rates are still very low, even though they're on an uptick. I know you've seen it in the news. We're still right at 3%. It's minimal compared to 10, 12, 15 years ago. All right. So rates are really, really low still. I just showed you how you could get on to the closing table with little to no money out of your pocket at closing. I just showed you how to do that. So if rates are low and you can get to the closing table with no money out of your pocket, what's holding you back from building equity? Fear? Don't let fear hold you back. Think about your family, your legacy. Homeownership is the cornerstone of wealth. It really is. Until my people believe that, I'm going to keep beating that drum, okay? It is the cornerstone of wealth building, okay? We have to start building some equity for ourselves and our families. So stop waiting and just try, okay? Let's set up a consultation from me or a member of my team today. You can do that right there in the link tree. And I'll take any questions that anybody may have. I am live here, so let's just take a peek who we got on here. All right. All right, no questions in the chat. So yeah, that's it then, man. I just wanted to make sure that you guys got this great information. Don't let fear keep you from trying. I mean, it doesn't cost anything to do these consultations with me anyway. I don't know what other agents do or how they operate, but if you are interested in getting a consultation just to know where you stand, so you can make a great decision for you and your family for your future, I'm here. I'm happy to help. I've got a wealth of knowledge that obviously I'm happy to share with you guys. And so I look forward to talking to anybody who's interested in purchasing or selling their home, right? Because I've got a list of buyers. I got a list of buyers who are interested in buying homes. And I just need more inventory. We need more inventory in this market. So if you are thinking about selling your home, call me. I've got some buyers to buy your house. All right. So anyway, that's it for this episode. We've got a couple of great episodes coming up. Some young hustlers from the city of Memphis. They are young people just getting started in entrepreneurship. So I'm really proud and excited to bring them on in the coming weeks. Also, by high demand, I've gotten a request for ways to make money with a real estate license. Great idea. I've got a ton of ideas for you guys on that. So that course will be coming. That episode will be coming soon. And then I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what you want to hear, what you want to know about real estate, insurance, life, education, health. All those things are what we talk about. But my expertise is in the real estate and sales. So if you guys need anything in that arena, I got your back. If not, somebody from my team's got your back. So don't hesitate to reach out. We'll be right back here next Thursday. Be on the lookout. Again, if you have not done so yet, like, comment, subscribe. I want you guys to subscribe so you don't miss out on this information. If you subscribe on YouTube, ring that notification bell. That way you cannot miss my stuff when we go live every Thursday, and soon to be some other days as well. So anyway, be on the lookout. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. And with that, we out of here.